Today I wanted to talk about how I've failed at YouTube over my 9 years trying to make it work. So I started YouTube in 2016. I was 15 years old. And I started just basically with this like Titanfall 2 like weapons gameplay sort of thing where I was just showing off all the different weapons in the game and what they look like, getting kills with them and stuff like that. And as I kept making videos, I was a little hesitant to put my face on camera and to put my voice, on videos and stuff like that. But obviously, I got very comfortable with it. But I started making videos with my friends, and the main goal of my channel was to make videos with my friends because growing up, I watched Vanoss Gaming, and he was like by far the biggest like inspiration to me wanting to do YouTube because he had a group of friends that he played games with and just kind of did like funny moments and stuff like that, and I thought it was kind of neat. Obviously I like the comedy side of YouTube videos. I think that's mainly what YouTube's good at is comedy, especially in gaming. And I thought we had a lot of funny moments that happened in our group, and I thought, I feel like I can at the very least just make it like a vault for our memories or whatever, because I've always kind of thought forward a lot. I kind of, I spend a lot of time thinking about the future and thinking about what is about to happen and trying to predict it. And I think that, kind of makes me a little paranoid at times because I'm always trying to get it right. But yeah, so basically, I saw forward in time, one might say, to, one day when me and everybody in my friend group is older, and I was thinking, well, I'm going to want to have memories that we can just revisit easily. And so I basically just, over the span of however many years, I'd probably say like 7 is how long I was consistently posting like a lot of funny moments videos with my friends. I was just recording us playing games, having fun, and I was literally recording like everything. Like literally every time we were about to play something, click the record button and just let it run. Um, Early on I kind of had some issues with audio, and if you look at some of my early videos, there's like weird moments where like the audio will completely cut out, or there might be like a random blue screen flash up on the video for a couple of seconds and then go away. But I eventually got most of that out. I still struggle with it a lot because it's a random thing, audio and visuals can be, and they can randomly mess up on you for different reasons every time. But I finally got that kind of fixed, I'd say, after 3 or 4 years of making videos. It still is not great, but I got it to a good spot. And then, I think this is more where the failing comes in, because I'm giving you the setup of why I've made YouTube videos and the motivation for it. But the failing part comes from, I think, I was too focused on just posting our funny moments and not like, one, marketing it. There wasn't really like, I didn't get comfortable with TikTok in time. TikTok's been out for the past about 5 to 6 years now. It's about 5 to 6 years old. So for the early years of like 2016 to 2019, that wasn't even a thing at all. So the marketing of the videos trying to get to a larger audience was pretty much solely through YouTube. And YouTube doesn't have a great algorithm as far as that goes anyway. And I wasn't really playing towards the algorithm. So not only does it not have a good like algorithm for marketing your videos and sending it and kind of, sending it to different people through their recommended, it doesn't do a great job of that already. But I wasn't even trying to maximize that. And then on top of that, you know, our videos were kind of just random. It'd just be like random, like there's I think a game called Deer Hunter Call of the Wild that we played, Grounded, like Black Ops Zombies, Fortnite, sports games. Like it was kind of all over the place. I didn't really have a direction. I didn't have a niche. I didn't have like anything that, when you subscribe to somebody, you're saying, I like you and I like what you make, and what you make is consistently this thing. And if somebody is just all over the place and not consistently this one thing, then you're not going to subscribe. So I wasn't really fitting the subscribing part of it. I'm hoping to kind of get into that now a little bit with commentary videos, where I might not be talking about the same thing every time, but I am talking the same. It's the same style of video at the very least. But yeah, I think I just failed by like not trying to appeal to the algorithm and not going heavy enough into one direction over another. But at the end of the day, it's weird because I'm here to say that I have failed at YouTube, but at the same time, I have failed at YouTube, but I have succeeded at my own goal. My goal was to document me and my friends' youth, and every time we played games, and trying to get moments, recorded and posted to YouTube so we can revisit and relive those moments. And now that I feel like I'm on the other side of my youth, or I'm still generally young. I look young. I've got kind of big eyes, baby face. Normally my face is have better skin than this. But I feel like I'm on the other end of my youth now, and I'm about to come out of it. And I can firmly say that I have done a good job of documenting what I wanted to document. So yes, I have failed, but I have also succeeded in a backward sort of way. I do wish I would have done a better job of trying to get the page found out and seen by a lot of people, because I think the videos are good videos. I think there's a lot of funny moments in them. I think the majority of people would enjoy watching them. But the thing is, there's a whole marketing side of it that I just never tapped into. And I guess this part of the video, I'm going to call it advice, generally, of the advice I would give to a younger generation of people that maybe you're in your teens right now, or maybe you're still even younger than that, or say you're just starting YouTube. You could not even be that young of a person. You could just be trying to start YouTube. I'm not giving up on YouTube myself, even though I do feel like I'm aging out of why I started YouTube. I'm not quitting YouTube. I couldn't say that at the beginning, because the whole part of the failed clickbait here is to kind of indicate that it's the end of something. This isn't the end of anything. I'm going to continue to make videos. It's just I would say this: pick a niche, be very good at it, but try and make sure that your niche isn't too small, because you want to stay motivated. You don't want to feel like you have to do the same thing over and over and over and over again, because that'll tire you out. I have this kind of like sports TikTok page that I run, and I got to a point where I got this game to pop off, and I was streaming. I had a lot of people, or not a lot of people watching. I had a lot of people for me watching. I had like 10 people watching a stream at one point in time, and I was getting subs on Twitch, and I kind of got tired of it, because I had to just play the same game every day, every time I streamed, and if I didn't do that, the viewership would fall off. So I guess I would say focus on building something sustainable that people can constantly return to, that you're doing the same thing, but it is different enough that you don't get tired, if that makes any sense. So, I guess that's just the advice. I would say thumbnails are extremely important. Obviously, it's the thing that gets you to click on a video, that makes you, interested in it in the first place. That is huge. I think hooks at the beginning of the video are obviously a big deal. I think Mr. Beast has kind of done a lot as far as, making, if you don't have a good, a good hook at the beginning of the video, you might be cooked, because nowadays with all these videos, it starts with like I did this, or like I with $1,000, and it starts with this like crazy thing. So I think you have to acknowledge who you're competing with too. And nowadays that competition is very good at manipulating the algorithm and manipulating I think just human psychology in general, and just making sure to tap into those little things in your brain that make you want to stay. So yeah, I would just say focus on presentation is the main thing. I think you need to make sure that your thumbnail looks good. I've already mentioned that. Your lighting, I've gotten to a point where I think my lighting is pretty solid. I got a light here, got a light there, got a light there, got a light there, and I feel like the lighting looks all right. I feel like my audio, it looks like it's peaking a little bit. I hope that's not getting too loud this time around. Again, it's tough to do, but presentation and the way you represent yourself is a big deal too. Nowadays, like I said, it is tough, because not only do you have the optimization of videos and of the start of videos from Mr. Beast, you have different personality types that you have to fit in with them, and if you don't fit in with them, then you're really kind of struggling, because when you have guys like Kai Cenat or Speed or Aiden Ross or whoever it may be, they're different from who I grew up with. The Vanoss, the PewDiePies, the you can say Markiplier, you can say really any of those guys from the older generation. If you think about them, yes, they do have their moments where they're screaming and they're loud, but that is not their base state. If you look at Kai, Speed, XQC, Queso, Jinxie, a lot of their base states is yelling. Los Pollos actually yells a lot too. I mean, all these people, I'm not trying to take anything away from them, but what I'm highlighting is that even if it is not genuine excitement or genuine anger or genuine, being scared in a moment or whatever, that is who you're competing with. So you have to acknowledge that the difference between watching somebody, get, angry in a moment and they go, ah, damn it, or ah, damn it, that's the difference in people watching you or people not watching you. And again, I think that's a big deal, and I think it's unfortunate for a lot of people that want to stay genuine to their reactions. That they might not want to overreact to everything that happens. Well, okay, you're competing in a field with people that there are people who are willing to overreact. So you just have to acknowledge that you have to do something else better in order for that overreaction not to make or break you. So yeah, that's what I would say, is just be very knowledgeable of the field of people that you are competing with. I think it's going to be even tougher now than it was before, because I think with AI, it is so easy to produce like slop content that the algorithm will push, because you could just tell an AI, okay, make something that people will like, and it'll look through all of the data and produce something that it may be slop as far as the quality of it, but it is literally based off of the culmination of everybody's experiences and what everybody may like. So again, I think the current field is tougher than ever, because not only do you have AI entering the picture, but you also have yet another generation of people wanting to be streamers, wanting to be content creators. And just a little comment about that. I think people talk a lot about people want to be content creators and influencers because it's like let me regroup here. The reason why people want to be content creators and influencers is because it is a way to make a maximum amount of money with a minimum amount of effort. And I think people would shame that. They would shame, content creation as a job, as a source of income. And you just have to remember that none of the stuff that those other people are talking about matters. At the end of the day, everybody wants out of the 9-to-5 rat race no matter what. And I think even as far as like OnlyFans goes, I will never shame somebody for trying to get out of the 9-to-5 rat race. If you can make money off of something, as long as you are not hurting somebody else and you live a happy life, that is all that matters. So yeah, I guess that's a weird way to end the video, or come close to the end of the video, but I'm going to be moving forward into a different type of YouTube and a different type of content creation all around. And this is one of my first attempts at that. I made a video before. Again, I did a horrible job with the title and the thumbnail, I think, where I just didn't bring enough eyes in. But yeah, if you are interested in videos like this, obviously this is a little bit more specific to me, but I'm going to be making more broader picture type videos as far as commentary goes. If you're interested in that, feel free to subscribe if you want to, like the video if you want to. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and peace.